Hi, Bruce. How are you? I wait to see some of my familiar faces on here first. I should start saying, say hi if you're one of my regulars. That's good, Bruce. Is this a manifestation question, Annalise? About moving to Florida? Because I always one of the biggest things that I learned from myself is that never leave a place miserable, because then you kind of take yourself with you no matter where you go. So do the best you can. You don't have to be perfect, but wherever you're at now at your current job, try to get to a place of where you can leave there like at least feeling okay. You don't have to feel amazing, but you want to leave at a good place, right? Because when we leave and we're so frustrated and we're just over it and we're like, I can't do this anymore, we pretty much take that whole energy with us to another place. Hi, Cozy. How are you? That's always my answer to that question when people say, like, they're leaving. All right, I'm going to have to start blocking. So, like I said, you don't have to be perfect, because that's where everything started for me. Annalise was like feeling very stuck at my job and any jobs that I was going to. It was like I was repeating cycles. And then I started attracting all this information and realizing, okay, I can't keep jumping from job to job and nothing's going to change. So I really started doing the you want to call it inner work, but practicing feeling the best I could with where I was at. And that did lead me to a way better option that was best for me at that time. Not even have to be in the workforce anymore at all. Again, I wasn't perfect. My path of least resistance was very bumpy at the time because I was still understanding this. I was still taking a lot of action, but you're always moving forward once you know this information. Once you know that you are the creator of your reality, you know you're unlimited, you understand that you are supposed to feel good and you're here to live an amazing life. You just do the practices of feeling the best you can in each moment, remaining calm when you don't. You will literally be led to everything effortlessly. So it'll just keep getting better. Some people aren't in the mood to joke. That's why, Mr. Constant Stealer, some people just aren't in the mood to joke. They could say the same thing to you and say, why are you being so sensitive, right? How to feel the feeling. So for me, I don't explain it as you have to feel the feeling to manifest. Bim, you don't have to feel the feeling of the actual manifestation, okay? Because once you understand that like infinite upon infinite realities exist, whatever you want to experience is literally done in this moment. It's done and it's unfolding in this very moment. And the less you try to feel the feeling, the better, actually. The only thing you're actually doing is feeling the best you can in each moment. It's making the best of your current reality. You're creating a feel-good atmosphere within. That's all you have to do. And how I've been explaining it more so recently, which is helping a lot of people, is by saying, The story is already written. There's nothing you have to do. The less that you focus on it and focus more on yourself and feeling good in your current reality, finding anything at all to feel good about in this current reality, that's what's allowing this to unfold, the unseen, because you're not supposed to know or see, this to unfold in the best way possible for you. Oh yes, girl. Hold on. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Happy. Because this is a little bit later for me, because I was hanging out with my daughter, so I got on a little later tonight. So I didn't know if like who was going to be on here. Yes, you know what? I'm up late anyway. So my thing is like, okay, I was like, it's already 11 something, and I was hanging out with my daughter for like the night, and then I'm like, I could just call it a night and not jump on a live. It's, you know, whether I'm on tonight or I miss a day or two, it's not the end of the world. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything for now. I'm going to sit and just like sit and probably scroll through my phone, which I probably shouldn't be doing anyway. JMC, yeah, I seen your comment, and when I looked at it, I was actually debating on in that moment, like, should I jump on or should I not jump on? Yes, I hear you, girl. I'm always super high after I get off of these lives too, and I'm like, I gotta settle down. I wonder why I don't sleep good at night, but no big deal. Hi, Lions. Now, I look forward to this. I really do. But I also, oh, thanks, JMC. Yeah, I just did that tonight. I love making the videos like when I can record my voice, just record it so naturally, because it like kind of just flows, and then I can like pause it. I like doing that even with TikToks too, because it gives me a moment to reflect on what I'm saying. Like, that's why I love TikTok, and I can pause and always reflect on what I'm answering when I'm answering a question, especially for someone. But I love that even with recordings, I can always take a moment to reflect, which that's something that I never understood about, like really just the space in between your thoughts and connecting to like, you know, connecting to the higher intelligence in that moment, because you're really just like taking a moment and going within before you speak, right? You're making sure you're coming from truth and you're coming from a good place. So I never focus. See, now I know this is because there's a lot of other teachings out there, baby, but I never got into birds before land. I never got into any of that. Like, the more that you start like looking for signs and synchronicities, it's like, it's just keeps you kind of in that energy for a while. So my thing is just to focus more on yourself. Keep just bringing that attention back to yourself. It's all unfolding perfectly. I never got into birds before land or looked for anything like that, because that just keeps you in a waiting, looking, is this going to happen and is that going to happen? The more that you can focus on yourself and just know that it's done, it's unfolding perfectly in this very moment, the more you can, the better it will unfold for you. You're allowing it to unfold the best way possible for you. But you place meaning on everything. So right now, I would say, obviously, that's place good meaning. You put the meaning on everything. This is literally your story. But the more that we can step away and try to not so much write the story on our own, we allow it to unfold in the best way possible for us. So focus more on yourself and feeling good without it. You'll be surprised when you can just let go. But anytime you're questioning anything at all, always place a good meaning on it. Always stop and say, okay, I get to place the meaning, so I'm going to place this meaning on it, right? Make that a habit in every single moment to always be placing good meaning on everything. Because then you don't have to seek out questions. You don't have to ask anyone anything, because again, you place the meaning on everything. So always take a moment and say, okay, wait, I get to place the meaning, so what meaning do I want to place on this? No, you're not letting go of your manifestations. No. You're letting go of how it's going to unfold. You're getting out of your own way, right? You're just knowing and trusting that it's done and it's unfolding in this very moment. And there's nothing you have to do. There's nothing you have to do to manifest it because it's already done. You're letting go of the unfolding of your manifestation. That's what you're letting go of. You can't let go of your manifestation. You can't let go of your desire. Does that make sense? But we get in our own way when we're trying to think of how this is going to come in, or we're getting too involved in what's happening now, or wondering how or why, or trying to change the story in some sort of way. It's just you're getting too involved. There's nothing you need to do. That's the best part about it. The best part about it is that it's already written in the best way possible for you. So you get to let go of that part. You get to just enjoy your current reality. You get to make the best of your current reality and practice that. Practice making the best of what you have now, because again, how would you feel if you had this manifestation? How would you feel? You'd feel amazing. You'd feel great. You'd feel fulfilled. You'd feel whole. If, just know every possible reality exists. So your most abundant reality exists in this very moment. And you're moving towards that by feeling the best you can now. You're only creating a feel-good atmosphere within. It's just so much easier than we make it out to be, because it's always going to come down to feeling good. Everything's always going to come down to feeling good, guys. Really think about that. Because why do you want these things? Because you want to feel good. Everything's always going to come back to feeling good. And feeling good is your true nature. That is your true nature. That's how simple this actually is, because it's always going to come down to feeling good. And that's why I tell people, like, no, the only way to get a manifestation is not to feel good. That is not true, Ava. But you'll find out when you go through this is that you're finding yourself not very happy just manifesting things, because we're always manifesting, Ava. We always have been. We can't stop manifesting. But that's something that can't stop. But most of us have been manifesting unconsciously, right before we knew we created our own reality. So that's something you're always doing. But you find out when you know that I create my own reality. I can have anything I want. We start doing all these techniques and methods to get things, and we do get them. But we find out we're still not happy. You're still right back to where you used to be, unconsciously creating, because you're still living in those lower energies. So no, you don't have to feel good to manifest, but you're going to find out really quickly that this isn't bringing me happiness, and I'm still not happy. I'm still reactive to life. I'm still in those lower energies. So it's always going to come back to feeling good no matter what. Does that make sense, Ava? Did I explain that for you? I don't even write it down, JMC. I know what my heart wants. And at times I'll get really clear if I'm in just really relaxed, and I will start thinking about my future and stuff like that. But I don't write anything down anymore. It's not hard to get there, Paul. It's just because we're making it too hard on ourselves, because we don't believe that it's just truly about feeling good. We really don't think it can be that simple. Our logical minds get in the way of it too much, and we're always trying to figure something out, and we're always trying to we're worrying about the future, we're worrying about the past too much, and it just takes us away from the present moment. And if you can just keep practicing and doing this one practice, what can I feel good about right now? I know there's something I can feel good about right now, right? I'm just, maybe right now, I have nothing to do, and I'm sitting here and I'm I can find something to feel good about just sitting here right now. I can find something in this moment to feel good about, and just keep making that a practice in your life, and just every single moment, just say, I can find something to feel good. The thing about it is you can just think of something to feel good about. You don't even have to do something to feel good. You can just think of a song that you like, or listen to a song, or think of a time that you were with your family having fun and laughing. I mean, there's unlimited amount of things that you can do in this present moment to feel good. But the thing is if you keep doing it and you keep practicing it, it's going to get easier. It's going to be natural. But not only that, your life starts to get better. It's it's worth it. It's worth doing the practice. It's just, it feels like it's harder than what it is because we think it's more complicated. We can't believe that, oh my God, it's just feeling good. It's just being kind to others. It's just being kind to myself. It's just being pleasant. It's just being calm. You don't have to vibrate at the same your desire to manifest. No, you're only feeling good because that's the same vibration of your manifestation. It's a feel good energy. Yeah, and you know what, JMC, at first I was doing a lot of, I always say, one thing led to the next for me. So I was doing a lot of breath work, and sometimes I'll do breath work every now and then. And I was doing a lot of breath work in the beginning, and I got to the point where I was just able to really just get calm when I wasn't feeling so good. And then I even got better at not even really needing to do that as much, and I just was able to say, in this present moment, what can I do to make the best of this moment right here? Let me make the best of my food shopping. That took me practice to do that, because I always talk about I don't not love to food shop. But every time I do it, I make the best of it, right? I stop and I say, okay, I'm going to make this. And I've had some amazing experiences food shopping. As silly as it sounds, you wouldn't think a food shopping experience could be amazing. But because I made that a practice, I've developed friendships with the people at the food store. They know who I am. They're so friendly. I'm always saying hi to them. It's I always have these good experiences. So it's amazing at what can come from something like that, right? I love that, Sherry. Sherry, I don't know why. I feel like I have this image of you, but I feel like you are calm anyway. Were you not calm before? Someone said to me today in our private Facebook group, and they said that I used to be calm, and then I learned this information and I feels like I'm not calm anymore. I can relate to that because I was always really calm too. But when you're learning this information, you're starting out thinking you have to do all these things to manifest. I think that's why it shakes up our world. But I soon realized by asking lots of questions and being this can't be this hard. You don't have to do all that. And it took me right back to who I used to be, which was a very calm person. Yes, I felt like things were going too fast. Really, Sherry? I just love that you say that. I was just saying, for dealing with ills, I'm trying to meditate, okay, so RJ, am I saying that right? When it comes to your son, I know this is really tough when it comes to our kids especially, but you really have to stop worrying about them. I know we want to worry about them, but we kind of have to trust that they're going to, you can't ever judge them. And this goes for anyone in your life. You should not be judging anyone. And I know this is tough, but the more you can not worry about them so much and let them kind of live their life and their experiences and be the example by always being positive around them and not judging them and loving them no matter what. You really want to love them no matter what they're doing. And I know some things, it's upsetting to see, but you really have to stay in a higher energy and be that example to them and let them know that you love them no matter what. Because the more that they're around you, trust me, you're going to start seeing changes. But it really starts with ourselves and being able to not judge and love them no matter what. No matter what. Just know that they're living their experiences and they're trying things and learning through their life experiences too, and they need to learn. But you can be that example by loving them no matter what. That's my best answer to that, knowing I have kids too and they're older, so I can relate to that. There's nothing better than you can give anyone than loving them no matter what. Loving them and not judging them. I like that, Bobby. So here's a funny thing that you say when it comes to music, because I love all kinds of music. And even though the words might not be super positive, I love a lot of the songs because they bring me back memories from when I was young, and I have a good memory related to them. But if I were to share some of my songs with other people, they'd be like, you can't manifest with this. Well, it's not about the lyrics to it. It's because it brings back really positive memories for me. Hi, Matt. How are you, Matt? Oh, thanks, Sherry. Hi, Mike. So yeah, so like no matter what, whether your kids are like having a moment or, you know, they're always wanting to know that they're loved no matter what, right? Because they're still learning through life too. That's what it is. They want that reassurance. They want to know that no matter what they do, that they're still loved, right? That they serve a purpose in this world. That's what everybody wants. What does the speed of change depend on? I believe it all comes down to feeling good, truly feeling good. Like, if you can just maintain that. But I've seen the biggest changes, Ava, in my life from consistently feeling good. Now, in the beginning, not trusting this myself, you know, I would go back all the time. I would go back and forth, but I would have moments where I was like feeling good for a really long time, and I seen major changes from that. When I first was learning this material, I was super high for a really long time, and I was like, my life was turned upside down because of it. So, and it's because you're jumping timelines. You're actually jumping these timelines because remember, every possible reality exists. So it's like you're almost getting thrown with all these ideas, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I got this, and I just kept passing them. It was like, yeah, I could see myself. I was almost ready to do a lot of the things. I would have dreams of me going back to college. Like I had the craziest fast changes like in the beginning. So yeah, so I believe it's going to always come down to feeling good. As simple as it sounds, it's impossible to feel good or be high vibe all day, every day. So like Abraham would disagree with that. She would say you really are always supposed to feel good. I think when you're not feeling so good, I think now we're at a time where no, we are really getting out of those lower energies, and you are going to more consistently feel good all the time. Anytime I don't feel good, being calm is enough for me, like just to let it pass in that moment, and then I'm fine. But I'm telling you right now, I truly believe that you are supposed to feel good all the time. Deep at my core, I do believe that, because I have transformed from doing these practices and really been more consistent with it, and it's been lasting so much longer. But I can understand where people would not believe that. Because I've been there too. So I would never argue with someone because everybody is where they're at. And a lot of people don't believe that. They believe that you're supposed to feel those energies, but you're not actually supposed to suffer through them. Let them come up and just sit there, you know, as much as you can in a calm state, and they will pass. You're really not supposed to suffer when these lower energies come up. You're supposed to just relax, let them pass, and they will get less and less. It's just, all they are is stories that don't serve you anymore. That's all. It's just thoughts that don't serve you anymore. Yeah, and that's, Sherry, that's the thing too. Like, being calm is actually, you're still feeling good. You're still feeling good, right? You're being kind to yourself in those moments when, you know, you do drop a little bit in those lower energies. You're being kind to yourself by just saying, I'm just going to stay calm. I'm just going to relax into it. I know it's going to pass. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Crayon. For me, what brought me to manifesting was definitely feeling, I always explain it as I felt completely stuck in my life. I felt like this can't be life. Like, this is what we're here for. This is how we're living. Like, working these long hours and then coming home and trying to be a mom, and just, I felt extremely unfulfilled in my life. But my life wasn't horrible. I just never felt happy. It was like I was always searching for something. I was always like, there's got to be more. So I think I was always a very deep person, and I was always asking questions, and I just know that I had to go through this in order to be happy. I just always wanted to be happy. How can I be happy? I just want to be happy. So I just attracted all this information, and from there my life just took a turn. Yes, so it wasn't my life wasn't completely repetitive, because I was one to like pick up and leave a job, and I would go back to school for a little bit. Like, I could do change very easily. I went from job to job perfectly. I was like the pro at starting new jobs and learning new things. But I feel like I'm not, honestly, I felt like there was more for me. I'm like, there's got to be more for me. Like, this can't just be it. Like, there's got to be more out there. Like, I'm doing these jobs. I'm doing them well. I would work my way up to the top. I was well liked at my jobs. I was a positive person. You would think, why is this girl complaining? Why is she not happy? She has a good life. Like, she should be grateful for what she does have. But I just always felt like I was selling myself short in some sort of way. And I felt stuck and trapped. Especially going to work every day and having to like ask for days off, and no, you can't have that vacation because someone else has that. I'm like, this is not life. I'm sorry, but this is not life. And I'm sure many people can relate, because most people, when I tell my story, they're like, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, Bobby, and I say, like, you will find people that resonate with you, and then some people won't, and that's okay, right? We don't have to be everybody's, friend. Exactly, Ava, exactly. And I do believe that this is just, and I did always have a positive energy about me, so I do feel like I'm at the right place on what I'm doing and how I'm being able to help others with this, because I did always have a positive outlook on life. Like, I could always see, like, but everything's always working out. It's always going to work out. It always works out. Like, I was always that type of person too. And I don't try to like go back into that too much to think like, how did this all happen? Because I never want to go back, because sometimes it'll trigger me a little bit when I'm trying to figure out, like, how did this all happen? Like, why did this all happen? So I just always say everything happens for a reason, because even if you go back into your childhood and you'll go back and say, like, you'll try to figure things out. It's just not worth it, because to me, like, I'm where I'm supposed to be right now, so it really doesn't matter, right? I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And sometimes I do sit there and I'm like, why did this have to happen? Or why did that happen? Or and I'm like, no, like, don't even go there. It's not even worth it. It's not worth trying to figure it out. Yes, Denise, I know. And you know what? The more that you can make the best of where you're at, that's my best advice for if anyone's at a job and you're just extremely unfulfilled. You really have to do the best to make the best of it. Be kind to the people you work with. Be kind to yourself. Make the best of it, but know you're moving on to more. That's literally my best advice when it comes to a job. Everything will unfold for you perfectly, and just know that you're being led to more. In every single moment, you're always being led to more. Always. So try to make the best of what you do have. Oh, yeah. So I believe that, in a higher self. I believe in a higher self. Like, I just believe you're not really alone. It does come down to your thoughts, but when you can get yourself to a higher energy, you're going to receive the best thoughts. That's you in that allowing mode. You're receiving the best thoughts. So it's more guidance. You're being more guided. Feel exact same. There has to be something different to make us happy. Oh, okay, yeah. Is that what you were saying, David? Like that you can relate? Sometimes I'm not sure if how I'm reading the comments. But I'm still on my, like, you're never done. Like, you're always growing and expanding. You're always like finding things that you can, work on and to be better at, or, always improving yourself. And that's the fun part of it. Thanks, Ava. I missed anything that was not positive, but I appreciate that you guys stick up for me. Maybe I won't scroll up. I'll just leave it as is. That's what I say, like, eventually I would like to move things to like a quieter space. Like, I do our lives and stuff, but eventually, like, I love our private Facebook group because it's just us and it's very positive and it's people that truly want to be there. And I get a lot of people that jump on here, they don't get any of this conversation at all. But eventually I'd like to move something to like more of like a intimate, people that truly want to be there, uplifting, and just keep it like that. And I'll get there. I'll get to it. And maybe jump on live, but just not as much, right? Yeah, I try not to count. I know, Denise. I will. I'll get back into it again because everybody keeps asking me about it. I'm going to get my ebook out soon. Like, I guess like almost in a week now, or week. I've been adding to it, of course. I said I wouldn't add to it, but now I'm adding like really just like quotes that are just really powerful quotes and like affirmations to like each page that has space in it. And I'm just going to go over it again and then get it out there. April 8th, it'll be out. And it literally just I was just reading some of the pages, and it's like, it just talks about how easy it is. It's all about feeling good in each moment and staying calm also. And, like how easy this truly is. You manifested seafood dinner? April 8th, my book is out. Yep, that's the date. That's the official date. I had to place a date because I kept adding to it and just making it longer. I would love to get it in like an audio version as well. Thoughts on manifesting things in a time crunch. I don't like time crunches. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that. I think it puts way too much pressure. It's making you need something to fill a void, right? I like to just try to like think about it. Like, think of the bigger picture of things, right? What do you need so desperately right now in this moment? Just tell yourself that. More so when it comes to those types of things, when you think you need something in a time crunch, I need this right now. What I used to do is say, I have everything I need in this very moment. I am always taken care of. I am always provided for. Say general affirmations to let yourself know that you are exactly where you need to be in this very moment. I have everything I need in this very moment. I am always provided for in this very moment. And let that lead you to the next best thing and the next best thing, so you can manifest your best life. Like, don't sell yourself short with manifesting. Like, I don't even manifest money anymore. I don't manifest money anymore. I really was very like hesitant about it in the first place because I realized that it's like very, I would get it, and I'd get a lot, and and then it would slip through my fingers. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to manifest money. I want to manifest experiences. I want to manifest that I'm always provided for, that I have everything I need in this very moment. And again, more so manifest experiences in my life. The rest will take care of itself, right? I want to manifest happiness in my life. Manifest things, like not things, like it sounds like material things, but like memories. I think of memories, like what do I want? What do I want for my life and for my family? And what kind of things do I want in that way? Memories and experiences. I don't really manifest money. I just always tell myself I'm being led to, I have everything I need in this very moment. I'm always being led to more. My ebook, David. Yeah, I just found it releases so much resistance when you don't manifest money at all. And you just know you're always taken care of, you're always provided for, you're always being led to more. And just manifest, like, listen, you're here to live an amazing life, and you are so, like, unlimited and ways that you could never comprehend. That's why it's best to just get out of your own way and focus more so on feeling the best you can in this moment. I get that all the time, guys. Ever since I started TikTok, from the very beginning, I was like, Julia Roberts, Julia Roberts, Julia Roberts, and now it just sticks. It's like, it's imprinted in my mind, and everything's a reflection, so everybody's always telling me it. But the funny thing is I don't see it. I just hear it. Yes, and I always say, summon, like, take your attention away from all that as much as possible. Take your attention away from the news. Take your attention away from as much as you can. Like, I said, like, I don't do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. I'm very picky about what I entertain, because, you know, that's what you're going to experience the more you entertain something. On my TikTok, I'm very picky. And my life is very quiet. It's very quiet. You don't see it, Charles. You and me both. You and me both. Sometimes I'll look at pictures and I'll say, like, maybe the younger version of her, but like not exactly enough to where it'd be like, oh my God, I look just like her. Oh. Name of book and where can you find it? Do I like cooking? That's a good question. I actually do really like to cook. I am like one of those people that just loves to, like, I don't like to, like, read the recipe though. Like, I like to just kind of, like, experiment on my own, like making, like, homemade mac and cheese. Like, I like to add things and just add more cheese and add, like, that's what's fun to me. Like, so when I make, like, certain things that I make a lot, I just like to be extra with it. Like, I like to make it more like this, or put more seasoning in, or do more like this. But I only stick to the same things because my kids are so darn picky when it comes to food. Like, they eat the same things. And that's another thing. Like, I try to really take my time when I'm doing those types of things. Like, when I'm talking to my kids, I try to be really present. When I'm cooking dinner, I try to be really present, right? And just take my time and just really just, like, you know, there's no rush. When I get ready in the mornings, I take my time. That is just a practice that will literally change your life. It's like, everything's working around you, around your life, around your timing, right? I've always kind of been that way. So even when I was working, I would always get up way early. Like, I would get up at 5:30 in the morning just because I love to have plenty of time to get ready, because it just made me feel better and it gave me a good start to my day. Yeah, Kate, it's so true, right? Our eyeballs. I was about to say, like, that's funny. So she has really brown eyes. I do have a little bit of green in my eyes. Give me some credit. Yeah, so, like, even when I just step away from TikTok for, like, a while and I just kind of do stuff throughout the house, or like I'll clean out some cabinets, it feels good just to get away. That stuff's, it is addictive. It's an addiction. Like everything's an addiction, right? And now I feel like that's what I'm down to now. It's like all I have is TikTok. Like that's all I do. I don't have Facebook. I don't have any of those other things. Because, you know, you just find yourself mindlessly scrolling. And like I said, like I try to be really picky about who I follow, what I follow. So it's at least it's something positive and informative, or something maybe around things that I like, lifestyles that I like. But for the most part, I just try to like just stay away from it as much as possible. I'd rather just sit there in silence, right? Or listen to Abraham. That's more, you know, productive than scrolling through. It's not all bad, but. Oh, thanks, David. That one's by Florence, right, user? Florence. I wrote a book, an ebook saying, life is just a game. And I remember looking it up. I'm like, I think that's the name of another book. I don't read any books. Okay, that's one thing. People always say, you should read this book or just give me some recommendations. I'm like, I can write like it's my job, but when it comes to reading, I cannot read a book. It puts me to sleep. It bores the heck out of me. I don't even like to listen to audios. I'm a very selective listener. Like I'm like get to the point type of person. And that's why I think I always liked like podcasts and stuff like that. And I think that's why I try to explain things so simply, because I'm like, just get to the point. Just get to the point. So I would listen to like Joe Dispenza on podcasts. I would listen to a lot of like Neville's teachings more so, and Joseph Murphy's teachings in the beginning. And then like that's why I like Abraham's, like her stuff. And Eckhart, I would listen to him speak. I wouldn't listen to his audio. So like I'm not a book person. Like I just pick out things that resonate with me. When I hear certain things, I'm like, oh, I like that, or oh, that's good. Okay, that like Bashar, he's what taught me a lot about how there's infinite upon infinite realities, and Abraham talks about that as well. A lot of people talk about that. Scientists, like you'll hear certain people talk about that. But yeah, so I just remember just going through learning some of that stuff, which also makes your mind and body really like a little uneasy at first. It's like you have to almost adjust to that information. Yes, I do, Loop. Yes. It is, because I always say the goal is to feel good, right? The goal is to feel the best you can in each moment. And when you don't feel good, you stay calm, and that's you still feeling good. So you're still in flow. You're not messing anything up. You're not, you're not getting trapped in a cycle by just remaining calm. Charles, so I listen to Bashar a lot, but I'm not that I don't believe in like the alien talk and all that stuff, but I just don't feel like it's meant for me and what I'm trying to help people, right? Like that doesn't like resonate with me in a way that, not that I don't believe it, it's just I feel like I have like whatever lights me up, like he always says, like I go for that, and that's what I try to stick with, right? Does being reactive push a manifestation further away sometimes? No. So if you're reacting, here's the thing. If you're reacting and you're realizing you're reacting, and then you're like, okay, let me get calm, absolutely not. Because that's the point. The point is to catch those moments, right? It's what causes us to like push a manifestation further. Nothing can keep your manifestation away from you. But what, like, when you hear like you're keeping it away from you or you're messing it up, it's when you just keep repeating cycles over and over again. You're just like, you're not getting it. You're like, you'll say like, I would say to be someone that would keep saying like, but I don't know how I'm supposed to, I have no money. And they just keep saying that over again. Well, they don't understand, they're not really grasping the fact that your thoughts create reality and you're not getting it. But you're getting it, you're catching it. Just you saying that, to me, user is letting me know that you know exactly how this works, and you're moving forward in every single moment because you're realizing it. Okay, I react, and I reacted. So what? Next time I won't react as much. And each time you react less and less and less. Oh, thanks, Beard. Does that kind of make sense, user? Like the way I explained it? Thank you for the roses. Like you're catching yourself now. You're aware of it. You're getting it, right? So a lot of times, this is what happened with coaching a lot. I had to stop. I had to like tell people, listen, I can't help you anymore because you're just repeating and you're venting to me, and that's not helping you. I am doing you a disservice by helping you, by coaching you, because you're just constantly bringing this up, and it's, you know, you're telling them that the more you keep speaking about it is the more you keep reliving it. And I get it. Sometimes people just can't stop. It's so addictive. But I'm doing you a disservice by sitting here and just listening to you. You're just venting to me, right? So you knowing that you react is enough. Okay, I reacted. Okay, I get it. That I'm gonna just stay calm. Even after you react, you just stay calm. It's all good. Everything's fine. Hi, Dream. How are you? Oh, thanks, Loop. I even say, it's good for me to get on here and speak about this because it helps me get better at speaking about this. So it's helping me too. Yes, right, Dream? Yes, and it's not their fault. It's not people, like, they don't understand this yet. Some people just don't, they're not at that point where they're really getting that your thoughts create reality. Like, even when we first hear our thoughts create reality, it's not clicking at first. We're still worrying and doubting, and, you know, we're still upset, and we're letting things bother us, and because we're still learning. We're all still learning, right? But it does get easier. It gets easier, things get clearer, and I can promise everybody here that if you just consistently make it about feeling the best you can in each moment and remaining calm when you don't, it'll lead you to everything. It'll bring you that clarity, and you'll get this really quick. Hi from UK. Oh, I love that vibes. I love that. Yeah, right, Sherry. So my new word was, okay, so when we're reacting, we're keeping it active. So when you're remaining calm, you're deactivating it. You're deactivating what doesn't serve you anymore. So that's what calmness is doing. When we're reacting, we're keeping it active in our lives. So it's mostly about just calmness is going to deactivate all the things that don't serve you. Because I used to always ask the question, like, you know, you want to, because you're getting out of those lower energies so you can start experiencing what you do want and focusing on those things, right? Those things are just going to kind of flow into your life when you stop reacting to what doesn't serve you. Yeah, Ava, right? Yeah, vibe. So I would say like, you're reliving it. Your reacting is reliving. I know, I hate saying it over and over again because it's like, it's all the stuff I don't want to talk about, but it is. It's like you're reliving it. But at the same time, when you're practicing calmness, the thing about it is that if you're just practicing calmness, it's fading. So even though it may still be showing up, if you're practicing calmness, it is still dying off. So always check in with yourself and just say, no, it's still here, but it's dying off. Everything's working out in my favor. And you just get as silent as you can. Keep it to yourself. That's the biggest thing. Keep it to yourself. Stay silent as possible. Go within. Do some breath work. Quiet your mind. Slow down and say, nope, this is dying off. This is gone. Everything's working out in my favor. This isn't how the story goes anymore. And just, I'm safe. I'm protected. I'm being guided, right? And get yourself to that still, quiet state. Yeah, even like the good things take their place. Sometimes the good thing is really just that story disappeared. My life, sometimes that was just the good thing. it was just, I like getting to that sense of peace in my life. Like, leave me alone. Like, that's what I feel like these stories, just leave me alone. I'm a good person. It's like, it's annoying knowing that we create it all because it's like, what the heck? But at the same time, we can also uncreate it, right? Right? Yep. I know, but you, like, Mike, I just say to myself, the more that we can be, change our lives for the best, other people are going to be like, oh, well, what did you do that, what did you do to change? And then more people are opening up to this. So, like, just think about it like that. You're the example now, and more people are waking up, and more people are, like, curious about this now. And they're like, wait a minute, I create my own reality. And the more, it's almost like anything, the more that people start making this easier and changing their lives for the best, it's easier for other people to do it, right? It's going to be easier for them. And then it gets easier, and it's just like anything. That's what it is. It's almost like you're making a pathway for others. So the more that we do it, others will see that it's a lot easier. They don't have to try to figure so much out, right? Exactly, Matt. Right? Ava, I like that. Sometimes I think, like, I used to say, like, well, these things kind of had to happen because otherwise I would have had no idea. Like, if I was just living a life, skipping through life, la, 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 and my life was amazing, I would have never have known that. I never would have, like, that's why people try to say, a lot of people, like, that don't understand this, they'll say, oh, well, you never suffered a day in your life. They think, like, no, this happens to people that realize, like, they were stuck and they were living a life that wasn't fulfilling and they weren't happy. And they wake up to this, like, wait a minute, I've been lied to my whole entire life. So one thing I learned, Paul, is that nobody can hurt you in your reality. Nobody can take advantage of you. Nobody, it's all your thoughts, literally all your thoughts. Okay, so I know this because I was always a people pleaser, and I realized that I was doing it to myself. We're always doing it to ourselves. When you really understand that, nobody can affect your energy. Nobody. When you practice feeling good and being in alignment and feeling good no matter what, you will see very quickly that it's all you and it's all your thoughts. So no one can take advantage of you, but the more you start doing this, you'll start to see. You're like, oh my God, I created even that crap. Like, I thought people were, like, taking advantage of me or this or that, and trust me, nobody is. Nobody. It's literally your thoughts, and that's it. What do you mean by that feels so selfish? What feels so selfish? So user, I try to get on here every single night. I really do. If I don't, I have kids too, so if they need me, obviously that they come first, but I love doing these lives, so I do try to jump on. Oh yeah, I was a big people pleaser. I was always like saying, like, if somebody sounded like they needed something, and be like, oh well, I would always jump and be like, I'll help you. Then I'd be like, why the hell did I do that? Like, I was always like, trying to just make everybody happy. That was me growing up as a kid. In my household, I was always trying to make everybody happy. Yes, vibes, yes. Exactly, Ava. Well, you have to understand, Rave, that in some way, shape, or form that you created, that we create everything in our realities. It's a lot of it's unconscious. But you have to really understand that that is something that unconsciously you did create. And it's not to blame. It's not to blame. It's just to be aware. It's be aware that you create your own reality. Like, that's important. You have to really know that you do create your own reality. You have to understand that, like I always say, that infinite amount of infinite realities exist in this very moment. You're just tapping into one right now that you don't want to tap into. So you have to trust. You have to continue making it about feeling the best you can in each moment, remaining calm when you don't, like in these circumstances, and trust that what you want is done. It's done and you're moving towards it, but you're too involved in what doesn't serve you right now. So you're kind of messing with the unfolding. You create everything in your reality. And it takes time to really let that sink in. Yeah, okay, yeah. When it comes to selfishness, it's not what you think. And I can tell you that as a mother. Because by doing this work on myself, my kids have benefited in ways that I cannot even explain. Everyone close to you will benefit when you do this work for yourself, when you're feeling good. You're a positive light in the world. Other people are they're definitely going to benefit from it. You know, they're going to resonate with you. They're going to match your energy. They're going to be more positive, right? Because they're learning from you. We all learn from each other. You're a product of your environment. By you doing this work, it's not selfish. It's the best thing you can do, not only for yourself and your life and your future while you're here on this planet Earth to get the best out of it, but I'm telling you, everyone around you will benefit. And if they don't resonate with it and they just don't want to, they will fade out of your life. And it's not your job to do that, to figure that part out. You just keep doing the work, feeling the best you can in each moment. Trust me, it's not selfish like you think selfish. But I know, like, she does say selfish, but it's not. It's the best thing you can do. It's the best thing you can do for yourself and others around you. Everybody has benefited in my life close to me because of me doing this inner work. Because it's only me and my world. So they're all just reflecting back what I believe them to be, which is good people. Yeah, so like I don't do affirmations or anything like that when it comes to like repetition and subconscious mind and all of that. I don't do any of that. I just found it that you don't have to, and that the only thing you need to do is feel the best you can in each moment doing anything. You only have to know that your best timeline exists, your most abundant timeline exists, and you're moving towards it in this very moment. The only thing you need to do is feel the best you can in each moment. Not saying you can't do those things, but just check in with how you feel when you're doing them. Make sure they're not causing you any resistance when you're doing them. And that's kind of why I always go more towards general affirmations, because you're not specific around anything, which can cause resistance. Yeah, because things are always changing in every moment, user. So if it's a circumstance that doesn't feel good, then obviously that's unconscious. That's something that doesn't serve you, right? So whatever doesn't feel good doesn't serve you. It's just an old creation that's playing out in this moment. Everything's changing at all times. You get to choose what it changes to. Everything's always changing. So in that moment when something shows up that doesn't feel good, you just practice staying calm. And you keep practicing staying calm, and you keep practicing staying calm, or you take your attention away from it completely and it'll go away. It'll fade out of your life. That's why you want to make it about feeling the best you can in each moment. The more that you make it about feeling the best you can and don't try to manifest anything. And that's why, like, when people tell me circumstances don't matter, to me, that you're manifesting something. Right off the bat, that tells me you're manifesting something. You're like, but circumstance, because that's where we're going wrong here. We don't have to manifest anything. That story's already written. The play's already written. You need to just focus on you and allow that to unfold. Step away from it as much as you possibly can and know that it's unfolding in this very moment, and that the less that you involve yourself in it, the better. And if you can just keep focusing on yourself and feeling good without it, you'll see very quickly that it's unfolding perfectly and in your favor. Exactly, Dream. Exactly. You know, it's funny, I don't say higher self that much or say that much. I don't know why. And like, I don't know like what I'm connecting to in those moments when I'm just getting quiet and I feel like I'm getting answers, and like I take those pauses in between, but it is your higher self, really. And like I always say, like I always talk to myself. I always have talked to myself, but it's that higher intelligence. It's that infinite intelligence that's leading the way. And the thing about it is that the only thing they want you to do, I'm going to say they, is to feel good. That's your gift. Your gift to the world is your positive energy, your feel good energy. And you will get everything you want by just doing that. And more, and more. On one of Abraham's videos, she says, she says, and I'm so bad at repeating things, so bad. I gotta like memorize these things. She says like your contribution is feeling good. Like literally that's your contribution. You don't have to do anything else. You don't owe anyone anything or anything. Like you don't have to do anything extra. You just have to feel good. You have to keep practicing that. It's that simple. It's that simple. Everything else is done. Everything else will, you know, manifest into your life in amazing ways if you just make it about feeling good. And they do, Paul, and they do for a little bit. And I will not sit here and say they didn't for me. But I always want to remind people that they go away and you're always moving forward. And I think that's my biggest message all the time, is reminding you guys that they go away. Just keep remaining calm, still. Rest into that resistance. Do some breath work. Shut down the thoughts as much as you can, because it is our thoughts, right? Shut them down. Just stay quiet. It's the emotion behind the thought. So that's why I say if you're just moving at a slow pace, that thought, you're not feeding it or fueling it. It's just there. So it's not picking up momentum. That's why calmness is so powerful. Calmness is so powerful. Aw, you're gonna make me cry, user. But my kids also have taught me so much, because they teach you patience. They teach you kindness. They teach me unconditional love, right? They teach me to love no matter what. And my animals do the same. Like, no matter what, you're just loving them, right? No judgment. So I'm thankful, like, beyond for my kids and what they have taught me. It's like you can't know if people are like, are they really like on here? I am going to jump off here, guys, only because it's kind of late. I didn't realize it was so late. I'm glad that I was able to jump on with you guys. Isn't it, Dream? And I love that you say that, and Sherry always says that, and I love that you guys say that more. You know, I see it on my content all the time, like people saying like, calmness has changed my life, and that's enough for me. Like, that just makes me feel like people are understanding the power of calmness and kindness. And I like to put those two together, because like when you're being calm in those moments, you're being kind to yourself in those moments, and you're, you know, and being kind to others in those moments, and not taking it out on anyone, and you're just staying silent. You're keeping it to yourself as much as possible. You guys see my one video where I screamed so, like, I used to do that. The funny thing is, in the very beginning, I would scream, and I would vent at first, until I realized that wasn't helping me, that wasn't serving me. So I had to go through understanding this too, just like everybody else. Oh, thanks, Dream. I know, I feel like you guys are all like my people, like without a doubt. I love like jumping on here with you guys, because like we're all going through the same thing, you know? So how you know so self-concept, I never use that word, but it's the same thing as like becoming your best self, right? You just start to feel good no matter what. You become unbothered, hey. You become unbothered. You're just like, nothing bothers you. You know who you are. you know you're, you know, worthy, you know all these things are going to come into your life, you start to feel more confident. You just feel secure in who you are. So you'll know. I believe it's more of being in alignment with yourself and feeling good no matter what's happening around you. Like, no matter what's happening around you, you're not shaken by it. Yes. All right. Thanks, Dream. Thank you, guys. I'm going to jump off here and I'll be back tomorrow. Right? I know, Sherry. All right, guys. I'm going to jump off. Thank you guys for moderating and keeping it nice and peaceful. All right. If it wasn't for you guys, gosh, I wouldn't be able to do these lives. Thanks, guys. Have a really good night.